Hi, everybody. Welcome to Ron's Wisdom Wednesday. We were starting to talk about how to get things done, and last week I interrupted and I suggested you watch a video on YouTube from Robin O'Brien about the food supply of the United States and how it's affecting all of our health. I'd like to get back on the original topic and talk to you a little bit about how to get things done. I think the original book that I read on how to get things accomplished is Think and Grow Rich. If I remember, I first got this in 1983. If you look at it, it's got all the brown pages in it that a 30-year-old or 40-year-old or 50-year-old, I don't know how old it is, book would have. There have been a lot of other books that I've read. The Magic of Thinking Big, Dan Kennedy's The Ultimate Success Secret, As a Man Thinketh, U.S. Anderson's Success Cybernetics, and probably another 50 more that are in various boxes that I have. But today, what I thought might be beneficial to everyone is if I gave you kind of a Cliff Notes version of what I think all these books are saying. Each of them have their own little twist and turn as to how they think you can manifest and get the things that you need. But it seems to me there's a basic principle in all of them, and that's what I'm going to suggest you do today. The first step I'd like to have you take, if you really want to accomplish some changes, is take some time and write down what you would like to have. Now, I'm going to suggest 5 to 7 days to do this. Maybe you can do it in one day. You might want to accumulate a college fund for your daughter. You might want to have a new car. You might want to get a new home in a different area. You might want to get a new job. Write those things down on paper. Put them on paper. Just don't think about them. And write a very detailed explanation of what you would like. If you wish to have a new car, write out the color of the car, write out the model of the car. And if you can envision how you would feel if you had already accomplished that feat, how would you feel driving that new car? How would that make you feel about having that? So the first step that I'm suggesting is write down everything that you want. It can be 3 things, it could be 5, it could be 25. Write them out in detail and write them as if you already have them. Write them in the positive tense. I already have my brand new Acura TL 2012, etc. Whatever details you can include, the more details the better. Second step, pick out the top 3 items that you'd like to have. The top 3 items that you would like to have, and write those out on a separate sheet of paper. Carry that with you so that step number 2 is to carry this paper with you, or however you put it. Maybe you put it on an iPad, and carry it with you and read it every morning, noon, and night. Read it the first thing you get up when you get up. Read it at noontime. Read it in the evening just before you go to bed. And I'm going to ask you to take one more step. After you've read this, and I suggest you read these 3 items 5 times, put yourself into a state and think about how you would feel if you already had that. How would you feel if you were driving that new car? How would you feel sitting in that car? How would it feel not having to worry about maintenance on that car? How would it feel knowing you have a very safe and secure car to drive you and your family in? What is that feeling? Try to get into that state. So the first was to write down what you'd like. The second is to read them 3 times a day. And the third and final step is don't tell anybody else about it. Don't tell anybody else about what you're doing, because I'll guarantee you someone's going to want to rain on your parade. Oh, that stuff doesn't work. Well, I'm sorry, but I know it works because I've done it myself. I've seen it in action, and I believe these fellows were not just all trying to feed us a bunch of baloney to make money. They knew what they're talking about. It's written over and over and over again. So that's my suggestion for today. Short and sweet. Write down what you'd like to accomplish. Copy down the top 3 items on your list. Read them every day without fail. That doesn't mean you skip Sundays. Doesn't mean you skip Tuesday noon. It means 21 times a week you're going to read your list. And I'm going to ask you to do that for 6 weeks. Easy to do, or simple to do, I should say, but sometimes not easy to do. Because you'll think, well, I don't have time because I'm such and such a place today. It's noontime would be inconvenient. Carry that list with you, and no matter what, do not fail to read it. If you take those 3 steps and do them for a minimum of 2 months and probably more like 3 to 4 months, I can guarantee you amazing things will start to happen for you. So that's Ron's little success formula for today. Give it a try. What have you got to lose? All you're doing is reading some things and disciplining yourself a little bit. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.